Welcome AZVA Middle School World History students. My name is Mrs. Travis and this is your World History Ancient Greece course. We are going to be in this fully online course for 2 weeks. We have 5 lessons to complete, so let's dig in and see how this Canvas World History course looks. Over here on the left, you will see the home page. Every time you come to the home page, you will see my welcome letter. It says, hello, I'm Mrs. Travis. This is a picture of me. We explain that there are 5 lessons that coincide with your AZVA OMS World History course. We will have 2 weeks to complete all 5 lessons. When those 2 weeks are done, we are going to move on to the next topic. However, all of this content here in Canvas will be available to you throughout the remainder of the school year. I did want to share for you, for those who are new to Canvas, that they do have a Get Started guide made specifically for students, and you can find that by clicking the link right here. Now, when you are ready to get started with the course, you need to come to the side and click on Modules. Once you are in the module section, you will see all 5 lessons. Okay, you can click on each of them and they will open up and you can see all the components that are inside. So lesson number 1, you'll see we start with an overview of ancient Greece. There's going to be a discussion board where you can introduce yourself. We will have a geography activity when you'll need to, well, I'll go into that in a moment. You can put that into your history notebook. And then we're going to use some important vocabulary and complete a puzzle. Now you must complete lesson 1 before you are allowed to move on to lesson 2. You will see listed right here a prerequisite, meaning something that has to be completed before you move on. So the prerequisite for lesson 2 is finishing lesson 1. You can't start lesson 3 until you finish lesson 2, so forth and so on. So if you look at the topics, you'll notice in this course, we're going to get an overview in geography and vocabulary in lesson 1. Lesson 2 is going to deal with the 2 city-states, Sparta and Athens. Lesson 3, we're going to talk about both the Persian and Peloponnesian Wars. Lesson 4 is going to be about some of the most important ancient Greek historical figures, including Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, and Alexander the Great. We're going to finish up with a historical figure project before you tackle lesson 5, which is the final ancient Greece assessment. All right, so let's take a quick look into what lesson 1 is going to look like. At the beginning of each lesson, you'll see the lesson objectives. Those are the things that you're going to need to know, or we hope you learn by the time you finish the lesson, things you'll be able to do. Then you'll see that we have lesson materials. This way you can gather everything you need at home before you get started. Once you get to the bottom, you'll see a next tab. Just click there and you'll go to the next page. So the very first activity I'm going to ask you to do is introduce yourself. It's going to be pretty easy. I have provided an example here where you even get to upload a Bitmoji or emoji that you select for yourself. So you can just reply and put your own response right there. Click next again. And we'll move on to the geography section. All right, we need to know where Greece is if we're going to be studying about it. So we can see where the continent is. We have a map outline, which you can download. Here, use this reference map there and outline and label and identify these physical and political characteristics. It says here, once your map is complete, you need to put it in your world history notebook that you have for your AZVA World History course. Moving on. All of the important vocabulary, it says that needs to also be in the vocabulary section of your world history notebook. We will use these words in the next activity. And that activity is a vocabulary crossword puzzle. There it is, it's loading. All right, so we will use those vocabulary words to complete the puzzle. And that is the end of lesson 1. So as I stated before, you will have 2 weeks total to finish the lesson, and that breaks down to about 2 days per lesson. If you ever get concerned or don't know where to go, come back to the home page and you can follow the directions here. Thank you so much for joining our course. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, send me an email, and I'll be happy to help you. Have a great day. Thank you.